Now, another way that they drain you, energy vampires drain you, is too much sex. Just like the old girl that I was telling you about, right? They need constant sexual validation. It's not normal. Like the normal healthy person, everybody desires sexual validation, but unhealthy people, energy vampires, they need constant sexual validation. They constantly need to feel wanted. They constantly need to hear you beautiful, you sexy. They constantly need to feel you through sex. And so these are typically women who like to call themselves nymphos, or women who can have sex 2-3 times a day. They empty as fuck, right? And being that they desire this, they fuck a lot. And when you fuck a lot, it drains you. When you busting nuts and shit, that shit drains you. Just like fapping, the whole no-fap thing. The whole no-fap thing is not about jacking off. It's about busting nuts all fucking day, being tired and you can't focus and draining yourself. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they do that. But it's the same thing. What's the purpose of no fap when you got a bitch who you fucking 2-3 times a day and draining? You tired. You busting a nut. You laying up, busting nuts and tired, and she just soaking your energy up. When you fucking a lot, that shit draining. You see what I'm saying? It's very draining, and it's time consuming, right? I made a post on Twitter and it kind of ruffled some feathers. I don't know why, but when we have, fellas, pay attention to this. When we get a woman to have sex with us, we've conquered them. When you bust a nut, when you ejaculate, they've conquered you. That's the ultimate validation. You see what I'm saying? So every time that they doing this, the more they conquering you, the more they conquering you, the weaker you become. You see what I'm saying? That's why you see pimps don't have sex with their women like that. The more a woman conquers you, the more a woman can conquer you. And I'm not saying not to have a healthy sex life, by the way, right? But too much is not good, right? The more a person conquers you, the average you see to them. The average they see you. I sounded like a Crip. The average they see you, right? And sometimes they begin to look down on you if they can see that you don't have sexual discipline, right? But you don't appear to be this godlike figure, right? And pimps use this. This is what pimps do to appear that way. They withhold sex from their women. You see what I'm saying? And they make them earn their sex. And a lot of times when they do have sex, they don't bust a nut. You see what I'm saying? They would rather jack off and bust a nut in the toilet than to let that woman get that out of them. That's a psychological thing. But this is why pimps can make a bitch fuck 1 million dudes a day and get all the money. This is why pimps have the highest level, the highest form of game. You see what I'm saying? Because they understand that concept. And Sugar Free, shout out to Sugar Free, old school pimp. He said, you know, women like to, when you meet women, they like to see you as guys. It's some real game, right? They see you as guys. They over project, you know, their fantasy onto you, right? Well, if she can see and touch God whenever she want to, right? If she can drain God whenever she want to, are you God to her? Are you the king to her? You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm not telling you don't have sex with your woman. I'm not telling you don't have a healthy amount of sex with your woman, but always remember, when you submit into them, when they conquering you, what it does. You see what I'm saying? The more you do it, the more a woman can get that out of you, the more a woman can conquer you, whether it's through you ejaculating 3 times a day or you eating her pussy every day, they begin to see you as less of a king. This is real shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. This is real shit. And besides, that fucking sex 2-3 times a day, that shit get old. That shit get tiring real fucking fast. I'd like to see, and I'm not saying that you can't have sex 2-3 times a day and sustain a long, healthy relationship. I'm not saying that you can't, but I haven't seen it. And if you've been with a woman for more than 5 or 10 years and y'all still going on and you have sex 2-3 times a day consistently, let me know. I don't think that exists. There's a reason why women start to disrespect you. They start to fucking, You know what I'm saying? They start to disrespect you. They start to treat you like the regular guy. And they start to treat you like common or average or like a peasant. It's because you behaving like one. You see what I'm saying? But energy vampires, to bring it back full circle, energy vampire women require a lot of sex. You know, the ones who need that sexual validation, right? That sexual attention, that sexual validation, they require a lot of sex. And you got to be careful if you can't keep up with them. If you can't give a woman that, now all energy vampires are not needy sexually, but a lot of them can be. And if you can't give a woman who's an energy vampire, who requires a lot of sex, if you can't keep up with that, she gonna cheat on you, my boy. You understand what I'm saying? So just know that the energy vampires, there are energy vampire women who require constant sexual validation, and you're not gonna be able to, as one man, you're not gonna be able to sustain that. You feel what I'm saying? That's going to drain the fuck out of you. Ejaculating, especially the older you get, is draining. You see what I'm saying? Now just imagine you doing it 2, 3, 4 times a day, just like them dudes that's fapping or who jacking off 3, 4 times a day. It makes you tired, you can't focus and all of that shit. It's the same thing if a bitch is doing it for you. So understand that.
While everyone complains about the state of the dating market, there's a small group of men who have answered the call. They reject the idea of surrendering to feminism, knowing everything they desire is out there waiting for them, so long as they decide to get it. Men today have been led astray with half-truths, poor advice, and false narratives. They sit silently in pain, thinking something's wrong with them. Yet, they're unaware. They don't know how much power they actually have. Because over here, guys of all ages are conquering women. They get real solutions to real problems because of real game. Sex, submission, intimacy, servitude, power. It can all be yours.